duck à l'orange is probably one of the most popular French dishes in the United States. And this amazing combination of flavors that actually originated in the Middle East. Can you believe that so many thousands of years ago? You have something that's sweet, something with acidity, and something which is pretty fatty.
Just like here, we have pork chops and applesauce.
And you know, even Asian sweet and sour.
So what we have here is we have a duck that's been scored. So you just take the knife along it and score it into X's. It's all trimmed. And this helps render the fat down a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, now I know a duck's really fatty, but we're just gonna put a little oil in the pan.
Okay, so it doesn't stick.
A non-flavored grapeseed or canola oil.
Yeah.
You don't want to burn the skin. You want to have a beautiful colored skin. All right, so we're gonna put that down.
That pan's nice and hot,
We're gonna season this with a little bit of sea salt. I like to use sea salt in my cooking. All right, so while that's going, I think we gotta get going on the sauce.
Okay, so the sauce.
But first, these are the blood oranges. So I just want to show what a blood orange looks like. See, it's beautiful red inside, and it's in season right now.
Beautiful. It's really
You know, it has a little sour and sweet to it,
Yeah.
so then it really helps with the duck.
Wow, that's good. Really good.
Nice, huh?
Okay, well, enough of the eating, and now it's time to get on with the sauce. So for Josiah's famous blood orange sauce, here in the pan, we have some sugar and just a touch of water. And with that sugar and water, we're going to make a very light caramel. We're gonna add 3 peppercorns and a little bit of good quality red wine vinegar. This is a very classical preparation. It's called une gastrique.
It kind of creates the base for most sweet and sour sauces.
That's right. Okay.
Agre-doux, as they say.
Agre-doux.
Agre-doux.
Voilà. So there we have our caramel. It's a very light golden brown color. We're going to deglaze with this vinegar. And be careful, guys, because it can take your breath away. So don't stand too close. We're going to reduce that vinegar down because we want to get rid of that sharp acidity. Now, once that has reduced, we're going to add the blood orange. I mean, just look at that beautiful color. That beautiful red. That's California. That's the Mediterranean as well.
Yeah, because blood oranges, I think, originated in Sicily.
That's right. We're talking of multicultural experiences. We had the crab cake with the French onion soup, and now we have a Sicilian orange that came to the United States.
Exactly.
Okay, so there our vinegar has reduced down nicely. We're going to add in the blood orange juice. And what we're going to do is we're going to let that reduce by half.
So it gets a little syrupy. Okay, so if you're rendering the fat on the duck, you just want to take the grease out of the pan. This helps to get more crispy. And now it's nicely rendered out. I'm going to pop it in the oven for about 5 minutes. Right here I have the orange zest. So you want to peel the orange like this and kind of leave some of the pith on it. And then you want to put this in boiling water 3 times.
So basically we're blanching them, and we're doing that to take all the bitterness out of the skin.
And then we're going to put it with orange juice, sugar, bring that to boil, add this in and slowly cook it for about 1 hour and 20 minutes. So you could do this the day before would be the best suggestion. So then we have the turnips here. We're going to trim off the stem, and then we're going to take off the leaves. So we're going to use these leaves instead of throwing them out like so often as happens. So to clean the turnip, you just kind of want to peel it.
Keeping that natural form.
Like, you know, making the great cuisine is so much about finding the best product and then not doing anything to damage it. So then we're going to cut this turnip like this. So it sits, and we're going to put it in a pan with a little bit of chicken stock. Just going to cover it. We're going to put some butter in it, a little bit of sugar. We're also going to put a pinch of salt in there, and then we're going to put a cartouche.
The famous cartouche. Very simple, just a piece of paper, you fold it into 4, and you fold it again, you fold it again. You like to sort of have a long triangle. You measure into the middle, like so, and we rip it. I mean, you can actually do it with a pair of scissors if you prefer. And then in the middle here, you need to make a little hole so the steam can disappear. And how's that, Chef, for a homemade cartouche?
That's beautiful, beautiful. Now we're going to pop them on the stove. We're going to bring it to a boil, reduce it down to a simmer.
Okay.
And then we're going to let it come down nice and slow until it's perfectly cooked through and nicely glazed. So while this is cooking down, we're going to check out our duck. Look at that.
Wow, that smells good.
So the duck here is medium rare, beautifully cooked, nice and golden brown and crispy, all the fat's rendered out of it.
Beautiful,
Okay,
beautiful.
so it's really great, and now we're going to put it over here to rest.
That's so important to rest in.
Yeah, when you cook it, you dry out all the juice around it, and this lets it rest back in the area you dried out, so it gets nice and moist and even colored all the way through.
And that is such an important tip. You should always rest anything. You know, you're doing a roast chicken, a prime rib, let it rest. It makes such a huge difference.
Exactly.
My orange juice has reduced. Look how beautiful that is. Look at that intense red color.
Yeah, look at that color, it's so beautiful.
Beautiful.
Look at that syrupy.
So what we're going to do now is we're going to deglaze our sauce with some chicken stock. We have to let this reduce until it becomes syrupy. So what we have the acidity of the vinegar, we have the acidity of the citrus fruit, we have the sweetness of the orange, we have the sweetness of the sugar. rounding all those flavors. We're adding a little bit of chicken stock. It's adding an elegant poultry flavor.
And it's giving a little bit of depth. We'll check on our turnips here, which are beautiful. See, it's almost all the way cooked down now. And the reason you want to keep them all standing up, though, is so this part stays nice and green.
That's right, yeah. That's
okay, beautiful. Give it a little baste.
Shall we just baste them a little bit?
Give them a little baste on them, nice and shiny.
Great.
We're almost ready to finish this dish off. Let that reduce down a bit. But here we have our orange zest that we talked about earlier, cooked down in sugar and orange juice to, again, heighten the flavor of it.
Okay.
We're going to cut these into strips. Now we have the orange in two ways. We have the reduction, and then here we have the strips, the confit zest. I like to always have things more than one way. A braised piece of meat, a roasted piece of meat, a glazed turnip, a raw turnip, reduced orange juice, orange zest. It's really fun. And I really enjoy putting that in my cooking.
That's very creative.
And I think it's really great for the guests. And I mean, to me, I couldn't see doing it any other way.
I think it's great. I think it's straightforward. You know what you're eating.
Exactly. So here we have some turnips we're just going to shave in these Michelin olives. They're like green oval-shaped olives.
Yeah.
Really great flavor. Not too salty.
And that's a very clever combination.
The
Another very classical French dish is canon aux olives. So you're playing with the two classics.
Now we want to shave these in nicely. We want to keep them looking like a turnip.
Yeah.
Like that. See,
That's
it's great.
beautiful.
You know, nice turnip. Then we're going to drizzle a little bit of olive oil over this. And for this, we're going to season this one with a little bit of fleur de sel, the flower of the salt.
Okay.
Which is taken, from in Normandy, France.
And that's where I believe some of your ancestors are
yes,
from.
Normandy. My grandma's from Rouen. She really influenced me a lot on the weekends, cooking and hanging out at her house. She'd always make gigot d'agneau.
Oh, the gigot with garlic.
Or she'd make, duck confit. And then also my mother was a caterer. And she, in the 70s, and she did all kinds of worldly cuisine. She had a school called Southern California School of Fine Cuisine.
This is why this guy is such a great chef. I think cooking starts from when you're young. It starts from home. It all starts at home, doesn't it?
It does, it does.
Grandmother, family. Okay, and I have a skillet here for you.
That's,
is that
that's for the turnip greens.
Okay.
So maybe you want to wilt down the turnip greens for me with a little bit of
Just a little olive oil?
A little butter, I think is good in there.
Good, I like that.
Butter.
Let's keep it French, a bit of butter. And then we're going to wilt the greens.
I think it's important whenever you season greens,
From a height.
from height, and a little bit in the very beginning. When you cook any kind of green, a little salt and the pepper from the height. This way it gets well dispersed, and you always do it in the beginning, that way you don't over salt it.
Is that wilted enough for you?
Exactly, it's beautiful. So we can put
Put it on here.
nicely done.
We'll do that so it doesn't cook
And then we have the
anymore.
sauce is finishing up. I think I'm gonna swirl some butter in there.
Monteaubert, the classic French method, it rounds up all those corners. It makes it sort of velvety and smooth.
The sauce is beautiful, so let's plate the duck. Well, I'm gonna put these turnip greens right in the center. Duck, I'm gonna take it, and I'm gonna do about 5 slices. You see that? Now how beautiful it is? It's not, the juice isn't running out because we let it rest nicely.
Absolutely.
So then I'm gonna take this duck, I'm gonna use, this is a base. Put a little pepper on that, a little fleur de sel.
That salt as well at the end, that gives a nice crunch, doesn't it?
Season the duck slices, and then we'll pop this over.
I think it's very important to show the skin side. And then you're gonna fan those slices down.
Like this, it's beautifully done. We have our turnips, we'll pop one here, one there. Kind of throw the raw turnips kind of around the plate, nice.
Okay.
And the zest kind of go around. Do a little nice little Michelin olives around.
Great.
Then if you like, just up to you, just kind of drizzle the sauce a
okay.
little bit on the
Just
plate,
a bit of
and then
the
it'll be
sauce on
done. Beautiful.
A little bit more?
I just got to put that finishing touch,
The French love good sauce.
The chef always has to put that.
The extra sauce.
Oh, and there's our beautiful dish.